asked was like,
sorry, someone else asked me literally an hour before this.
That lesson was something that took me so long to learn. If you are not in a healthy relationship, that will plummet your confidence, okay? Trust me, a girl knows. Hi besties, welcome back to another TMI girl talk video. Oh my god! You guys love my girl talk advice, which of course you do because I give pretty good advice. Today's girl talk theme is all about self-confidence in every way possible. I grew up in a predominantly white area, so I definitely lacked self-confidence growing up as an Asian girl, and I've worked so hard to get to where I am, so if I can do it, then you guys can do it as well. And if you want me to answer your TMI question in the next video, I asked you guys to send them in on Instagram, so make sure to follow me on there, or you can comment it below in this video right now. The first question is to all my high schoolers out there: why haven't I gotten asked to homecoming or prom? It sucks, especially when you see some of your friends get asked to prom. I remember we had a Sadie Hawkins dance too, where it's basically the girl asked the guy, and the guy I asked was like,
oh sorry, someone else asked me literally an hour before this.
And it really is all about just like perspective, and you have to think about this situation. It seems like there's a lot of people at school to ask you, but when you really think about it, it isn't really that many people, and you don't really have that many options. Statistically speaking, when you're looking at it, there's only just those amount of people in your grade that are able to ask you. You probably don't talk to more than half of those people. And you also have to understand that asking someone to homecoming or prom is also a big risk on that person who's asking. So someone may even want to ask you, but they're too nervous. There's just so many factors as to why someone wouldn't ask you out on homecoming, and it really has nothing to do with you, and it's just the circumstances. In general, I think there's so much pressure and stress put onto homecoming and prom when there really doesn't need to be. It should just be something that makes you feel good about yourself, getting dressed up and going to dance and having a good time with your friends. And truly, as someone who's had a date once, like I've had a date once and I did not like it. No shade to my date because he is my friend, but I did not like having a date in comparison to just like being with my girls. How do I stop comparing my life to social media? Here's the thing, you need to stop scrolling on social media if it is affecting you that much. You're not the only one, okay? Everyone gets affected by social media. As someone who is a social media creator and I know how fake social media is, I still get affected when I see people's posts. We have this like imagination of what life should look like or how we should be living because of what we see with other people, which makes us feel super negative about ourselves and compare our lives and compare the way we look constantly. And as much as you can tell yourself social media is fake, you're human, you still might end up comparing yourself. So the best thing you can do is limit that screen time. So for me, I like to come up with a list of things that I can do to stay off my phone as much as possible. I love going on Pinterest because Pinterest has amazing ideas. I literally have like a Pinterest board full of ideas of just activities to do that doesn't require your phone. I try to wake up and I don't use my phone as soon as I wake up. I tell myself I can only use the phone after a certain amount of time. And then before I go to bed, I'll try to not use my phone like 30 minutes before I go to bed and just like read. I try to just go out, hang out with friends, be present. And it's also very important to always remember to be grateful and like remind yourself of the things that you should be grateful in life. So an exercise I've been doing when I'm like trying to go to bed is I will run through my entire day in my mind and I will list all the things that I am incredibly grateful for because of that day. Okay, well, I am so grateful that I get to wake up in a nice bed in my own apartment in LA. I think about I'm so grateful that I can eat whatever I want in the morning and I have the funds to get whatever I want. I'm incredibly grateful for the relationship I'm in and I get to go to bed with someone that I love every day. I'm grateful that my body allows me to move around and do whatever, and I'm grateful that I give myself the space to just relax when I need to as well. I'm so grateful that I feel emotions and I feel sad and I feel insecure sometimes because those feelings are valid and it makes me human. The next question is, how do I feel confident when I don't fit into the society standard? First of all, stop telling yourself that you don't fit into society standards. Like I said in the previous answer, we're human, we're gonna be insecure, but that doesn't make us any less deserving of love, any less deserving of validation. And you have control of your own thoughts and the way you look at yourself, so why would you look look at yourself in a negative way, because the more that you see yourself that way, the more other people are gonna feel that too. You have the power to tell yourself, I am beautiful every day, I am enough. And again, stay off social media, limit your screen time, because this is what is causing you to believe that you are not beautiful enough. You need to be chasing what your own standard is and what makes you feel the best. So I go to the gym every day, I eat healthy every day, I surround myself with people who genuinely make me feel confident. How do I figure out my makeup type? Because I know that the way we do our makeups can really make or break our confidence. So I have a whole like Snapchat story about how I was able to figure out my makeup type and figure out what looks best on you if you want to go check it out there. But it truly is a lot of trial and error and just watching videos. I'm gonna be honest, I still don't 100% know like what my makeup type is, but I definitely learned to do makeup for my features because I am an Asian person. I have Asian features. I watch a lot of makeup videos for Asian people, and it's a lot of trial and error for products as well, because what's going to work on some people is not going to work on you. I am someone with acne prone and oily sensitive skin, so I have to be very careful with a lot of the products I use, especially foundation. Like some of them just doesn't work well with my skin, some of them doesn't even look good with my skin. But especially now with like ChatGPT, I am always like asking ChatGPT before I go to Sephora like what reviewers are saying about certain products, and that has definitely helped me. So instead of having to like waste my money and try all these different products, I can kind of get a sense through the internet first. Anything with like your look and appearance, the way you dress, the way you do your makeup, the way you do your hair, it truly is all about trial and error, and you're gonna fail sometimes. You're gonna probably come up with a bad makeup look, and that's okay. That's just the process. It's not a confidence video if I don't answer the question how to lose weight. We all care about our bodies, and that's not a bad thing, okay? We love our bodies. We want to make sure our bodies are the best, but instead of having this mindset of like, how do I lose weight? How do I change my body? It's more of like how to stay healthy. When you are focusing on health, that's when you're going to see the biggest results and the biggest changes to yourself, and in the best way. Let me just say, it is very natural for all women to just have natural body fat because our bodies are meant to carry children. We also go through periods and our hormonal cycles and all of that, and so my body has looked very different in the past like 2 years just because I've changed my mindset on health. When I was living in New York City, I struggled so badly with my relationship with food and the way I viewed my body. And as soon as I moved to LA and really fixed my relationship with food and started cooking all my meals for myself was when I saw like the biggest change in the way that I was looking and the way that I was feeling, the energy I was having every day. So eat your meals, eat enough, but also make sure that they are nutritious and benefiting you, which is why you always hear people say eat your whole foods, which is so true, because whole foods that don't have so much processed ingredients are going to give you more energy. And coming from someone who used to literally have nothing in my fridge when I was living in my dorm, you got to learn how to cook for yourself, babes. It could be so simple. Like I literally just make like chicken, carrots, whatever every day for dinner. But that doesn't mean you have to eat super boring and bland food. Let me tell you, the easiest way for me to eat healthy was learning how to make quick and easy meals that actually taste good. So like for my chicken, I used to eat just like bland chicken and I would hate it every day and it would not make me want to cook or like make my meals. And then I started making like a honey glaze for my chicken. So it's like a hot honey chicken. So freaking good. I literally crave it every single day, and it has gotten me to eat like my chicken and my protein every day for dinner now. Also TMI, but this is a TMI girl talk, so whatever. I have really bad gut problems. So if I decided when my relationship with food was not good to not eat, I was not doing the number 2 at all. And if I did try to do the number 2, it would not come out and I would be on the toilet for hours. So that has really forced me to eat, and that forced me to eat a lot of high fiber whole foods for myself. What is one thing I would tell my younger self? I have really been trying to tap into my inner child recently, ever since I've been going to my life coach, because truly how you are as children and what you learn as children really shapes who you are today. I think I actually would tell my younger self myself that love and friendships should feel easy, because as an Asian girl growing up in the Midwest, I felt like I had to try really hard for friends because I didn't really fit in with certain groups, and I always thought like it was just me and like maybe I just wasn't good enough for certain friend groups. That lesson was something that took me so long to learn. I feel like even now, a lot of adults, like literal adults that I talk to, even struggle with this of making friends. Especially when you're older, it gets harder to make friends. People forget like what it feels like to have true good friends, and true good friends are those who feel easy to be around, who make you feel comfortable, who don't make you feel like you need to do a lot and go above and beyond to impress them. The next question is, how do I talk to a guy that doesn't know I exist? You just gotta say something. Everybody is a stranger at first. If you start talking to them and you say hi, you start up a conversation, and you get this feeling like they do not want to talk to you, or you have to put in a lot of effort to try to have this conversation with them and they are not putting in that effort back to you, then it's okay. It's not meant for you, because it shouldn't feel like that. And I think with any person that you're trying to talk to in a romantic way, it's best if you go into it as a friend first. You need to understand this person. You need to understand their values and what they like to do and everything about them in a way a friend would. So how does a healthy relationship look like? Which I feel like a good relationship, or romantic relationships in general, really affect our confidence, because if you are not in a healthy relationship, that will plummet your confidence, okay? Trust me, a girl knows. In general, whatever relationship you're in, you are going to go through challenging moments. I cried so much when I was in my unhealthy relationship, but I also cried a lot now being in my healthy relationship, because well, I also just cry a lot. So within both relationships, there are going to be challenges that come up. You are going to have things that bother you. The major difference between a healthy and unhealthy relationship is the way you feel throughout the entire relationship. In an unhealthy relationship, most people feel unsettled for a majority of it, which is why you hear a lot of people say like, oh, but when it's good, it's good. Those challenging moments should not be something that like lasts throughout your entire relationship. Like, you guys need to communicate it and figure it out so you can feel secure throughout the whole relationship. Now, in my healthy relationship, if I say something that is bothering me, the way it's resolved is that it is 100% resolved. Like, we figure it out. If I ask my boyfriend now that I need something to change, he will change it immediately. Or let's say there's a scenario where I want him to do something, or I need him to change something, and he doesn't think it's fair, which could happen even in a healthy relationship. We will have that conversation of why he doesn't think it's fair either, and we will come to an agreement. At the end of any challenge, you still feel very secure and settled throughout your relationship moving forward. When I was living in New York, me and most of my friends were all in very toxic relationships, and it was like all our conversations would be about our relationship. Like, we would talk about, oh, well, he did this, and like trying to get advice from other people, and just like basically gossiping about your own relationship. Now that I'm in my healthy relationship, I rarely ever talk about it like in group settings unless someone asks me about my relationship, because there's truly not much to say. I'm like, yeah, me and my boyfriend, we're chilling. It should be something that supports you in your life, not be like a challenge for you. The last two questions are kind of like about me and my content. What inspired my content of talking to a new stranger every week? Because yeah, it does take a lot of self-confidence. And the reason why I did that was to increase and build my self-confidence, which is why I always encourage you guys to start connecting with people. Because of the rise of social media, we tend to isolate ourselves way more at home. We just don't know how to socialize anymore. We just feel super embarrassed to socialize or talk to people. I want to make sure that I am living my most fulfilled and happiest life. And in order to do that, I need to go out there and talk to people and make connections. Even if I am an introvert, even if I am a homebody, I still got to do it. Human interaction allows us to feel grounded. It allows us to relate to people more. It creates a sense of community, which is what humans thrive on. Last question is, what is something that I have done that I'm really proud of myself for? Honestly, when I think about it, I am so proud of myself for moving to somewhere completely new where I don't really know anyone twice in my life already, and I'm only 23. I remember like I didn't think it was that big of a deal when I moved to New York at first, because I was like, okay, well, I'm just moving for college. And then even now moving to LA, like that is so crazy too, and I should be proud of that, because yeah, like who is so willing to just drop everything that they've known and just move to a completely new state where they basically know nobody. My move to LA was a lot harder than my move to New York because I'm not here for school. I'm literally here just to live, and like I don't really even meet people at school. I have to meet people in a different way, and I'm just really proud of myself for doing that and being able to create a community wherever I decide to go. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I love giving you advice and I hope this advice was helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe to see the rest of my videos and my content with strangers as well. Make sure to turn on the notification bell for that, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!